You've probably heard it a million times. Technology change is accelerating. And as crazy as it is right now, the pace is never going to be slower than it is today. Overused cliche? Yes. But that's because it's true. And it's easier to complain about it than it is to know what you should be doing about it. We're surrounded today by game-changing innovations that are raising customer expectations higher and higher all the time until it seems like instant isn't even fast enough. And this isn't news. We've been talking about these disruptive forces for years. In fact, earning call mentions of the term disruption have skyrocketed 600% just in the past decade. It's definitely top of mind for leaders, but still, so many are behind the times, stuck in status quo thinking, completely unprepared for what's ahead. I'm DeborahReuben, and I help leaders understand where technology is going so that they can make great decisions today about their relevance for the future. Now, more than ever before, it is so important for leaders to stay on top of technology and trends so they can stay ahead of tomorrow. But the problem is we get so caught up in our day-to-day demands that we don't make time to think long-term and bring that thinking into the decisions that we make today. And knowing where to begin can be completely overwhelming. But what if you had a framework, a simple practice for periodically stepping out of your day-to-day into what I call the tomorrow zone? The Tomorrow Zone framework is a way to enhance your ability to see where things are going rather than being surprised by disruption. So I have a background in application design and development, and for many years I've been innovating in the commercial equipment finance industry, always playing a role in between business and technology. And I understand the struggle that non-technical business leaders have as they're trying to understand where technology is going and how to make great decisions for the relevance of their company. And so I help them to make the future less scary. You do not have to be a technologist to do this. It's 4 simple steps. First, a fundamental understanding of the difference between linear and exponential progress. You see, when you understand what's driving that rapid pace of technology change, you can begin to predict the capabilities of the future, and that opens your eyes to new ways of doing business. Second, recognize those forces of change that are likely to impact your industry or even career over the next 5 to 10 years. Think about things like how likely is that trend to continue? And if it did, what would be the level of impact? Monitor trends across multiple categories: societal, economic, and political. Third, create for yourself a technology watch list. Why a list? So many people think that there's a silver bullet. Which technology should I watch? We're surrounded by buzzwords today. There's AI, there's IoT, there's 3D printing, there's blockchain, DLT, 5G, AR, VR. The list is absolutely endless. And people ask all the time, well, which one of those? I got the message. Which one should I be watching? And that's where they miss it. You see, the more you zoom in on any single technology or trend, the less you see. What matters is watching what's possible at the intersection of multiple technologies. That's where game-changing innovations are made possible. So one way that I'm different from other speakers or experts is I understand that not everybody is a technology expert. And so I make these complex technology topics understandable and accessible no matter what your background. Today thinking can leave you obsolete. But spending some time in tomorrow zone thinking helps you to see where things are going. It helps you to make better decisions about the actions that you take and the decisions that you make today. So the 4th step, this is where you get to have fun. Now you've been watching trends. Now you've been raising your awareness of technology. Now you see what's possible for the future. Make time to imagine multiple future scenarios. Think about scenarios 10 years out. What problems are people going to be facing? What are they going to need? And what role might these technologies play? Then, step back into today and reflect on your readiness. What do you need to change? What do you need to learn? What trend might you watch more closely? I work with teams who are ready to transform their business, and they know that technology is involved, and they need somebody to guide them through and navigate the tricky path to get from where they are today to their desired future.
I really enjoyed Deborah's content and material. She is so cutting edge, and she's right where she needs to be in terms of getting us as business owners to start thinking about what we're doing in the future with technology.
Yeah, what I like about Deborah is the fact that she's given me new ways to think about things and things I hadn't even anticipated before she introduced them to me, and it's absolutely fascinating.
You know, so many of us are not really thinking properly about tomorrow, and Deborah completely changed the way that I see today and tomorrow. It was just unbelievable to step out of my comfort zone and be forced to think differently. It was fantastic.
So clients who work with me start to see new ways of doing business, and they start to realize that they can think differently about how they're serving their customers. I stretch their thinking about the possibilities of leveraging technology to serve the customer of the future. By starting with a customer experience first mentality, we then can step back and understand what is that technology roadmap that they need to follow in order to get to that future. What's possible for you? I encourage you to make time to step away from your day-to-day and spend some time in the tomorrow zone.